In this week's Bearded Chat, we will be exploring the delicious flavors of a raspberry ale that somebody sent me in the mail. I have no idea if that's legal. So YouTube, congratulations! You have just embarked on a 2-part video series on coming out to best friends. 14 minutes just seemed too long for a YouTube video. Couldn't do it. Not happening. This way, I don't have to edit it down so much, and then you just get more episodes to love. In part 1, we will be covering some very basic things, like exactly when I came out and how I went about it. And we'll also be looking at what the experience was like for the person on the receiving end of the process. For example, did my friend initially believe me? Did she feel betrayed at all? And please stick around because some extra special guests pop in at the end, besides Emily. Even though Emily's dope! Speaking of Emily, go!
You don't know if Obi-Wan is gay or not.
Can you burp?
Nope.
So I thought it would be like valuable to share with you guys what it was like when I first came out to somebody and how it felt not only to me, but from somebody on the receiving end's perspective. So Emily, when did I come out to you?
Ashley and I have been friends since 3rd grade. We were friends all through elementary, middle school, high school, and we decided to room together freshman year as roommates in college. It was like the very end of our senior year, and we were sitting in Ashley's car talking for a really long time.
True.
And then you were like, I have to tell you something. And I was like, okay. And you were just like, oh, it's a really big deal. And I was like, okay. And you're like, let's go inside your house. And I'm like, okay. So we like went and we were like lying on my bed, which is even funnier in hindsight.
Well,
you know.
I mean, I had an agenda.
Obviously.
Hashtag jokes.
Okay, she's taking way too long with it, right? So I just kind of roll my eyes and I go, what, Ashley, are you a lesbian or something?
Yes.
Yep, and because I thought that was funny, because I thought that was not the case at all. And
correct.
It was funny to me. And Ashley's face went like this.
Yeah.
And I went, oh my god. And she goes, yeah. And I just went, I'm so sorry, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry. And I like probably repeated that a million times. And then I was just like, okay, like talk.
Awesome, that's a quality recap of exactly what happened.
I'm glad I was there. I should know.
I actually remember it kind of differently, but we can
How do you remember it? No, this is good, this is good. How do you remember it?
I remember it where I wasn't gonna tell you that night, and
oh really?
and I told you that I had told Jevin something really personal.
Yes! Yes. Jevin was a good friend of hers, and like we went to high school with him, and I knew him, and like we were best friends at the time, and I remember just being pissed and being like, you would tell Jevin something serious and not me, and I was like really offended. Oh, that's right.
So I was a little caught off guard. That wasn't exactly when I was expecting to come out to you. I think subconsciously I wanted to in a way, because I was telling you like, I'm telling Jevin something really, really, really deep, and then part of me like wanted you to fish, like, oh, what is it? What is it? You know what I mean?
I fished too much.
No, but it was
hook,
good.
line, and sinker.
When I told you, or when I froze and it was indicated that was what the issue was, did you, in that moment, or even a little later, did you truthfully have any doubts? Did you think that perhaps this was kind of a phase for me?
No.
Oh, good.
I don't think it was ever a phase. I think I was just genuinely confused by it. How did I know you for so long and never knew?
So that was going to be my next question, is when I told you, you obviously knew that this is something that I've been feeling for a while, so obviously it was something that I'd kept from you for a bit. Did any part of you feel like betrayed or like confused why I hadn't told you earlier? Because I feel like that's a common reaction to somebody on the receiving end of the coming out process. We were much younger. We were 17, correct?
You were 17, I might have been 18. I'm older. I was very emotional, and I actually was very upset, but I couldn't trigger why. Like, I wasn't mad at you, it wasn't anything, it was just a very emotional reaction I had. And the biggest reason I think why was we'd been friends at that point, you know, for 8 or 9 years, and it was just this, because you were telling me the story, like, you'd been going to this group, you'd been reaching out online, like this is something that you'd been like battling with for a while.
Right. And in like, hindsight, maybe battling isn't the correct word.
Okay, sorry. But like,
yeah, no, I gotcha.
Doing this alone.
Right, yeah.
Well, and not alone.
Handling this.
You had a support from like a group and everything, but
not from a group that I had previously known before I knew this about myself.
Yes. Like, I'm your friend, I love you, I will always love you. Why wouldn't you trust me to help you? And obviously with many years to think, that was obviously a very difficult moment for you, and I can understand.
Right, you can empathize why it took me so long.
100%, but like in that initial moment.
Totally.
But like, I think my strong emotional reaction was just, I just felt so bad and so guilty that I couldn't have been there for you sooner. For a while, I like wished like you could have felt safer and more comfortable with me to tell me sooner, but again, you know, since this happened so long ago, I now understand. You felt safe and comfortable with me enough to even tell me.
Ah, what a good friend, right? And there will be more Emily next week, but because I love different perspectives, I have asked a variety of people to sum up what it was like coming out to their best friend for the first time in 5 words or less.
Initially terrifying, but ultimately liberating.
Such a big weight lifted. Spontaneous, but better than expected.
A tidal wave of relief.
He supportively cried a lot.
Unnecessarily frightening, then really relieving.
I didn't want to lose him.
Nerve-wracking, but totally worth it.
The most stressful thing ever.
Abrupt, scary, frightening, satisfying, and so happy.
What a bunch of cuties. And finally, here is a story that is very different from mine, from my good friend Scotty.
Coming out is tough, because we often tell the people we care about the most last. It's not because we love them less. It's because we have the most to lose if they reject us. At least that's how it works in my head. It took me forever to come out to my high school best friend. She was Catholic, conservative, and Republican. So I really did think that I would lose her if she found out I was gay. Instead of just telling her the honest truth, I created walls between us. I made up excuses as to why we couldn't hang out, and I lied about who I was dating. Even though I was out all through college, I didn't actually tell her until after graduation. Her reaction changed my whole perspective on coming out. She didn't care that I was gay, but she was hurt that it took me so long to tell her. Me being gay didn't change our relationship. What changed it were the crazy scenarios I was running through my head. I was overthinking things, and I didn't trust my best friend to be my best friend. The way you really know that someone is your best friend is that no matter how long it's been, you can always pick up right where you left off. Coming out to my best friend put us right back to where we used to be. And I'm so glad to have her back in my life.
Isn't he wonderful? You should probably check out his channel. Also, if you like, tune in next week for part 2 of this series, and if you can't wait that long for a video, you can always subscribe to my second channel, where I am posting daily. Ooh. As always, leave me a comment telling me a little bit about yourself and your story. Okay, bye!
Follow me on Twitter!
I've been asked on behalf of Ashley to have you subscribe and like. Pretty please for me. Like for me, please like for me. Pretty please for me, I'll give you fake money.